Have you ever stopped to ponder the magnitude of Martin Luther King Jr.'s contribution to the civil rights movement? Let's take a step back in time and delve into the extraordinary life of this social activist and Baptist minister who became a beacon of hope and a symbol of resistance during the tumultuous era of the American civil rights movement. Born in 1929 in a prominent African-American neighborhood in Atlanta, Georgia, Martin Luther King Jr. was an exceptional student who went on to attend Morehouse College and Boston University. It was here that he earned a doctorate in theology, a testament to his intellectual prowess. But his journey was not confined to the walls of academia. Driven by a burning desire to fight injustice and inequality, King found his calling as a social activist. He became the pastor of the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama, and soon emerged as a vanguard in the fight against racial discrimination. King was a man of peace, a strong advocate of non-violent protest. He was a firm believer in the power of words and peaceful demonstrations, a philosophy he held on to steadfastly, even in the face of violence and threats to his life. His leadership during the Montgomery Bus Boycott marked the inception of his activism, setting the stage for a series of significant events that would shape the course of American history. As we delve deeper into King's life, we begin to see a man who was undeterred by adversity, a man who dedicated his life to the pursuit of equality and human rights. It was through his relentless pursuit of equality and human rights that he began to etch his name into the annals of history. Rosa Parks' act of defiance on December 1, 1955, sparked what would become one of the most significant events in the civil rights movement, the Montgomery Bus Boycott. On that fateful day, Rosa Parks, an African-American seamstress, refused to give up her seat to a white passenger on a segregated Montgomery bus. Her arrest was the catalyst for a large-scale protest that would change the course of history. A young Martin Luther King Jr., then a pastor at the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church, was chosen to lead the protest. He rallied his congregation, drawing upon his deeply rooted belief in nonviolence and the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi. King's leadership was instrumental in organizing the boycott, which lasted for an astonishing 381 days. Despite facing threats, arrests, and even bombings, the African-American community of Montgomery stood firm, refusing to ride the buses until segregation was abolished. The boycott was a testament to the power of peaceful protest and collective action. It ended in victory on December 20, 1956, when the Supreme Court ruled that segregation on public buses was unconstitutional. The Montgomery Bus Boycott was not just a victory against racial segregation, it was a victory for the civil rights movement and a defining moment in Martin Luther King Jr.'s career as a civil rights leader. It demonstrated the power of peaceful protest and solidified King's status as a formidable leader in the fight for equality. One cannot talk about Martin Luther King Jr. without mentioning his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech. In the sweltering heat of August 28, 1963, 250,000 people gathered in Washington, D.C., making it the largest demonstration ever seen in the nation's capital. The March on Washington was a pivotal moment in the civil rights movement, and at its heart was Martin Luther King Jr., delivering a speech that would echo through the ages. King's words painted a vivid picture of the struggles faced by African Americans, but his speech was more than just a reflection of the times. He spoke with a universal language, touching on themes of justice, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness. He referenced the Bible and the Constitution, grounding his message in the sacred texts of faith and democracy, making it relatable not only to those who were oppressed, but also to those who stood on the sidelines. The climax of King's speech was an improvised riff, a poetic vision of a future where his children would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. This was King's dream, a dream of equality, and it struck a chord with everyone who heard it. It was a dream that resonated far beyond the Lincoln Memorial, reaching out to every corner of the world. The impact of King's speech was immediate and profound. It was a call to action that inspired a generation to stand up for their rights. It transformed the civil rights movement, giving it a new sense of purpose and direction, and it made Martin Luther King Jr. a symbol of the struggle for equality, a beacon of hope in a time of darkness. His words, "I have a dream," echoed in the hearts of millions, becoming a beacon of hope for the civil rights movement. The legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. extends far beyond his lifetime. As a social activist and Baptist minister, King played an instrumental role in the American civil rights movement, an impact that resonates to this day and will continue to echo through future generations. King's tireless advocacy for equality and human rights led to the enactment of landmark legislation, forever altering the landscape of American society. The Civil Rights Act, passed in 1964, outlawed segregation in public places and banned employment discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. The Voting Rights Act, signed into law in 1965, prohibited racial discrimination in voting, ensuring that all citizens, regardless of their skin color, had an equal opportunity to participate in the democratic process. King's remarkable achievements did not go unnoticed. In 1964, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, a testament to his unwavering commitment to nonviolent protest and his dream of a just and equitable society. His influence was so profound that a national holiday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, was established in his honor, providing an annual reminder of the strides made in the quest for civil rights. But King's impact extends beyond the laws changed and the recognition he received. His message of peace, unity, and equality has continued to inspire subsequent human rights movements around the world. His philosophy of nonviolent resistance has been adopted by activists and leaders alike, who strive to bring about social change in their own communities and beyond. Martin Luther King Jr.'s life may have been cut short, but his dream of equality and justice continues to inspire generations. His role in the civil rights movement was not just significant, it was transformative.
Thank you for watching. Hope you found this video informative and entertaining. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. We do like to know and hear your feedback. Till next time, this is Geeky Tidbits saying cheers, and have a good day.